I had to change my plans. I had planned on getting up early like I always do. I'm rolling out when most of you are rolling over because I'm rolling out getting stuff done, all about stuff. I was going to get a bunch of stuff done and then jet out of Willow City at about 5:30 and get to Wally World by 6. But I got tipped off yesterday at the bottom, Peter, by several reliable sources, people. Don't bother. The shelves are pretty empty. Bad weather, don't you know? They couldn't get their just-in-time deliveries. So hell, I guess I'll have to change my plans. Alright, now I've made some kind of rather heavy podcasts over the last few days, last few weeks. Let's lighten this one up a little bit, because I'm going to thoroughly enjoy making this one. And if you guys know me, you'll know why. I want to start this one out with a quote. A quote from Ilian Pappy. He's an Israeli historian. Quote, "Most Zionists don't believe that God exists, but they do believe that he promised them Palestine." You see the hypocrisy, people? I'm all about pointing the hypocrisy out. Hey, Israelis, do you believe in God? Hell no. Do you believe God gave Palestine to you? Hell yes. No doubt, as the great Thor would say. Nobody celebrates the current thing like Tel Aviv, Israel, people. Move over, San Francisco, if you guys catch my drift. Now that's how you have your cake and eat it too. And it's not just Israelis. So where am I going with today's podcast? We'll tell you what, people. You stay with me because I'm just getting started. On Saturday, the 16th of April, 2022. Yes, it was pointed out to me. I lost 2 years in one of my podcasts. Okay, I got it. I thought I corrected it on the next one. Now, you guys heard it's lonely on the wall out here. I'm not whining. It's also lonely at the top. I suggest some of you that don't have the internal fortitude and strength that your ever-flexible, most fluid, incredibly humble messenger has. Stay where you're at, because it is lonely at the top. And the bottom, the people below you, will always take shots at the top. Yeah, amazing thing. So yesterday I faced a virtual firing squad at the bottom Peter Pit. It was ungodly, people. No names, because you know your secrets are safe with me and I'll never name you and expose you. We'll just go with the BF, also known as the Fluff and Stuff, the Stick, my wife, my kid, Fat Jesus, and my good neighbor, Otis T. Campbell. It was incredible. Now, was I worried? Hell no, I wasn't worried. Their low-velocity ammo bounced off me like I was Superman. Not even a nick, not even a scratch. So, after rounds of verbal abuse, I went out for a smoky smoke, you know, a little bit of that life-saving nicotine. Now, if you watch some of my previous podcasts, especially one with the 3-part link, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you didn't, it won't make any sense to you. And by the way, I'm going to link, there was a 4th part. It's kind of a question and answer session for about 49 minutes or so. I'll link that to this podcast for those that are interested. Watch it or don't. Okay, so I'm outside having a smoky smoke, life-saving nicotine, and I'm talking to, I'll just call him the Stick. And he was a little bit doomy and gloomy, and I go, "What's up?" And my Easter plans got canceled. The apple of my eye, my girlfriend had to work, she had to make up for a couple of days. Missed out because of the incredibly shitty North Dakota weather, and I'm not done bitching about that yet either. This winter just will not quit. And, you know what I hit him with, don't you? Well, after all, some people have to work for a living. Most people like to throw that one on me, but they don't like when I throw it back. And we kind of got a chuckle out of that. So I flat out asked him, and he is a very honest and honorable man, nothing against the Stick. And I said, "Come on, man, you going to tell me you really get into celebrating Easter?" And he says, "No, I don't give a shit about the holiday, but we had plans, and a good meal." I got it, people. See? Honest and honorable. Well, I'll tell you what. Today is actually Easter Eve. Now, it wasn't important to the Stick, but the 501c3ers, yep, the state's church entity, it's their second biggest holy day, second only to Christmas. And that's amazing, people, but just like Christmas, Easter predates Christ by hundreds of years. And I'll admit, these 501c3ers come up with some nifty slogans. Speaking of Christmas, Jesus is the reason for the season. That's a good one. That's pretty catchy. And let's keep Christ in Christmas, people. Yeah, that's another good one. Good Madison Avenue marketing there. But if you were to travel back in time, say even 100 years or so before Christ was born, to ancient Rome or to Roman-occupied Judea, you know what you'd see? You'd see everything you see in modern Christmases missing Jesus. Yeah, you'd have the Christmas tree, you'd have the Yule logs, you'd have the holly wreaths, you'd have everything but Jesus. I'm not making this up, people. Don't doubt me, because they celebrated the Roman Saturnalia celebration. It looks a lot like Christmas, people, and it was worship of the god Saturn. Oh yeah, the big black block of masonry. Masonry always creeps in, does it not? Yes, it does. Well, son of a bitch, Easter has the same history, in that it predates Christ also, by hundreds of years. Let me just read a little bit here, people. This won't take long. Okay. Perhaps you've never stopped to think about what eggs and the Easter Bunny have to do with each other. After all, rabbits don't even lay eggs. What? They don't? I didn't know that. See, you learn something new every day. It's a bit bizarre, isn't it? Decorating eggs, passing them out as gifts, hunting for them, paying homage to a strange rabbit. What does any of it have to do with the resurrection of Jesus Christ? Well, the short answer is nothing. Nothing at all. It goes back to ancient pagan traditions. Easter first started out as a celebration of the spring equinox, a time when all of nature is awakened, and the slumber of winter, and the cycle of renewal begins. Anglo-Saxon pagans celebrate this time of rebirth by invoking Astarte or Ostara, the goddess of spring, the dawn, and, here we go people, fertility. Particularly in ancient times, fertility was of singular importance to ensure the survival of a species or a group of people. After all, if you don't get it on, there would be no future generations. And to celebrate nature's rebirth, the ancients would hold festivals in April to honor the goddess, which most likely included lavish sex rituals and even full-on orgies. That's amazing, people. Ancient tribal people were no strangers to sex rituals. Worshippers of Dionysus, the Greek god of wine, fertility, and madness, would hold orgies in order to celebrate and invoke the ecstatic state of the son of Zeus. Ultimately, in the ancient traditions, sex didn't have the same shameful taboos like it does today. No, people, nothing new under the sun. King Solomon was right. So, you might want to, or you might want to not, look into the origins of Easter, because you're not going to find anything good about it in the Bible. Oh yeah, it's kind of mentioned indirectly, but it ain't good. Now, you know, it's kind of funny, and I love bashing 501c3ers. You know I do, and that's why I'm kind of enjoying making this podcast today. I've been told that the 501c3 church attendance is dwindling. They're getting to an all-time low. Well, I got a novel solution to bring back their ranks. I will swell the ranks of people that go to church. How do you do it? We'll bring back the temple prostitutes, people. That's all you gotta do. Honey, I'm late for church. I didn't have time to make breakfast for the kids. Maybe you should stay home and take care of them, huh? Get what I mean? Oh yeah. Bring back the temple prostitutes. You'll have to build an addition. Now, many of the 501c3ers will participate in an early Easter sunrise service. They try to cover their tracks when people like me like to call them out. Hey, you're a bunch of goddamn pagan sun worshippers. S-U-N. You got us wrong, Dave. Nope. The S-O-N has risen this morning, and we worship the S-O-N, Son of God. And then afterwards, of course, I'll go eat a bunch of colored hard-boiled eggs and those disgusting chocolate-covered marshmallow Easter bunnies. God, I never did like them. Solid chocolate, caramel-filled, okay, they were edible. Not that chocolate-covered marshmallow shit. Now, it's well known that I'm no mathematics whiz. Yeah, you don't believe me? Ask Pat Jesus. He points it out all the time. But I do like to trip him up with simple math. And I'll ask, hey, pagans, how did you get 3 days and 3 nights from Friday evening, the crucifixion, to Sunday morning, the resurrection? Looks to me like you're missing a day and a half there, people. Well, you know what I get, don't you? Where'd you get that nonsense? And I go, yeah, what's probably nonsense to you because I got it out of the Bible. And it's an amazing thing. It's a book that you seldom read, dust covered laying there on your end tables. And let's just read a little bit. Just 2 verses in Matthew 12, verse 39. We're talking about Jesus, and he's being confronted by those gosh damn Pharisees. Bunch of Mary's ancestors, if you want my opinion. And he answered them, an evil and adulterous generation seeks after a sign that, this is my comment, that he is the Son of God, and no sign will be given to them, except the sign of the prophet Jonah. For as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of the great fish, so will the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth. Do the math, people. You ain't gonna make it if you're gonna try to tell me the crucifixion was Friday, just before Passover, a Sabbath, and Sunday morning he was already risen. So there you go. Who needs to read the Bible? Remember, I've been told, after all, that's why God created priests, pastors, and ministers. They'll do the heavy lifting, so we don't have to read the Bible. All right, people, it was fun. I lightened it up a little bit. More doom and gloom coming, but I thoroughly enjoy making these kind of podcasts. And till the next one, hey, holy smokes, 2:45, I got stuff to do.